everybody. I am glad you are here. Good Saturday morning to you all. I am Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and I couldn't be happier to be here today. Today is Saturday, May 25th. We're coming up. This is Memorial Day weekend, so got to go a little patriotic for Memorial Day weekend. So I'm going to say hi to everybody that's stopped into the chat already. We've got Michelle, Mitzi, Glenda, and Ray Ann. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for being here. Today I am going to be working on my Cotton Cuts mystery. I have not worked on it yet this month. I am working on Chestnut. If you are not familiar with the Cotton Cuts mysteries, you can go to cottoncuts.com, and I am working on Tree of Life. It was the mystery that was started in February and runs for 10 months. I am doing the small, so you're not going to see the large on my channel. I'm not doing that one. I've been kind of doing this off and on the channel, not really like focusing on it heavy because I'm not sponsored. I'm not going to be sponsored or anything like that for doing the Cotton Cuts. But if you guys are doing the Cotton Cuts mystery and you haven't already put together your clue 4, it's almost the end of the month, but so if you haven't put together your clue 4 yet, this will give you a good idea of what it's going to look like. Sorry, got to get a little caffeine this morning. It has been a challenge getting going today. I am looking at my June calendar, and I've been discussing with my husband the schedule and all of that. So I should have moved cameras around too. Again, it has been a challenge getting going this morning. Hang on. I am trying to get this camera moved so that once I get going, I don't have to move it again and make anyone sick, because sick people are not fun people. Okay, let me get my phone out of the way. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys over. Mitzi says, I thought about the chestnut colorway. I went with enchantment. I actually gave this up to my husband and said that he was allowed to choose my colorway. So I didn't get to choose. This was his choice. I told him to choose something kind of out of my normal colorways, and this is definitely it. This is not something I would normally pick up colorway wise. So it is definitely, kind of one of those things. Let's see. Glenda says, I love the gnomes on your shirt. Thank you. Thank you. I am a big fan of gnomes. I love them. They are absolutely my favorite thing in the world. I don't know why I love gnomes like I do, but I do. So I'm going to pull aside sets of things that I can feed through quickly, and then we'll come back and add more pieces. Mitzi says that she did hers just 2 days ago. Well, there you go. You are ahead of the curve. And I do not have my Acorn Easy Press pen anymore. I know Becca said she would be willing to send me a replacement pen. If she's sending that has not arrived yet. So I will not be able to starch these or starch the seams. So we're going to just see what we can get done. I am going to a baseball game tonight and again on Sunday. So I will actually be, tonight is wear purple and get a discount at concessions. So, the girl has to support her baseball team, her local baseball team. And so I'm already decked out with purple nail polish. I've got a shirt from the team that I'm going to wear, and I think it's going to be too cold, so I'm going to wear a purple hoodie over the top of that. And I'm probably going to, I haven't decided if I'm going to wear my boots where I'd be warm or if I'm going to wear my tennis shoes. Ooh, I do have boots that are purple. I might have to wear those too. Might have to go all purple. The only thing that won't be purple on me will be my jeans, because I don't have purple jeans. I mean, I don't have purple sweats or anything like that. So, you gotta support a baseball team if they're willing to go with purple, right? Mitzi says, that will be fun. Yes, it will be. I am super excited. My husband's already been out at the ball field 2 nights this week, and it was just way too cold for me to even think about being out there. I can handle the cold, but with as cold as it was, I was going to have to be shielding my service dog and protecting him from the cold, and that would have been a little too much for me to handle. I can handle cold, and I can handle, being out in it. I have plenty of cold weather clothes, so, that would have been fine. It's just, the service dog, it's limited. Even if I put a coat on him, he would still be laying there shivering, because he likes to just, when we go to the ballpark, he just lays under my seat and hangs out. He doesn't do a whole lot of extra. He's not, he'll pay attention occasionally, and like if the crowd goes wild, he of course sits up to figure out what he missed, but he's not, all over the place or trying to get up in my lap or trying to go visit with people. He's not that kind of dog. He never has been. So he just kind of likes to lay there and hang out. And then Sunday is supposed to be well-behaved pets at the park. So he's going to probably see lots of buddies and friends that he would like to play with, which is going to make Sunday a lot more interesting than the normal just regular baseball game. So we will see how that will go. I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know if I'm going to do another live this weekend. If I do, it'll be tomorrow morning. Just kind of depends on how I'm doing in the morning. I have kind of my delay in setting up all of my other lives has been my medication changes that I've been having to deal with. So my doctors have changed some of my medications, added some, taken some away, all of that kind of fun stuff, which always throws your body for a loop. So I am finally starting to get to a settled point. So we're going to see how that goes, and see if, especially if this migraine medicine is going to work for me. And I am going to make some changes to my Tuesday night live. It's no longer going to be at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm going to move it back an hour to 6. Let's see. This morning, I remembered my mom communicated regularly with my dad's cousin who lived in Casper. Unfortunately, my mom passed away last year before she could go out there and see her again. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I love Casper. I absolutely love it. I really have a community here that I did not have when I was living in Alabama. It's not that you can't have a community wherever you live, but it was more natural and easier for me to create my own community and kind of have my own tribe, if you will, and have my own support system here. And I mean, I have no family here other than my husband, so it was just him and me moving out here. When we moved out here, the extent of the people we knew was knowing the names of the people that we were renting the apartment from. That is literally it. We didn't know anybody else. Tom had made a few friends before he got out here, but hadn't done much else. Yeah, Mitzi, absolutely. And if you want to email that to me, you can. If that's somebody you want me to look up and see if I know where they are or who they are or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, if I need to help you with anything, let me know. I don't know what help I can offer. But yeah, I would be more than happy to see what kind of connections we can help you make. Oh, I am so sorry, you guys. I hit the camera. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press these. I've got the half square triangle units with my fabric D and fabric A. And then I've got my one side of my flying geese units with my fabric F and fabric B. So let me flip over my clue so I can see which direction I'm supposed to press this one. Okay, these are pressed out towards B, and these are all pressed towards A, amazingly enough. So they're pressed towards the light one, which is kind of shocking. I was not expecting that. I was expecting them to be pressed towards the dark, but no, they are not. They are definitely not. All right, I'm going to set my seams first. Do I take Botox? It took me about a year between insurance and getting a neurologist to stop the almost daily migraines. I do not take Botox yet. We've talked about it as an option, and I did not handle. He tried some trigger point injections on me, and my immune system had a field day. I reacted to either the medication or the anesthetic in the shots. And then I've also, he tried trigger point injections on my head, my skull. I actually had trigger point injections in my back from another physician, and those went horribly as well. It was way too much. And I was in more pain than I'd ever been in after those trigger point injections. So I haven't handled the injection stuff well yet. So we're trying to hold off on Botox. We're going to use that as a last resort. I guess it's hard with fibromyalgia. It probably is the fibromyalgia causing some of the reactions. I do also have an autoimmune disorder. I have psoriatic arthritis. And when you have an autoimmune disorder, you can develop a lot of other phantom allergies or phantom problems that your body isn't technically allergic to something, but your body acts like it is. And that's kind of what I think is going on, is that my body is just revolting against all of the options. So when I talked to the doctors that prescribed the medication for my psoriatic arthritis, we actually went over a lot of the options that I had, and one of those was those auto-injector pens or whatever to do at home. And I told him that wasn't an option, and he's like, well, they're usually well tolerated. I said, yeah, but the likelihood that I'm going to react to the auto-injector is pretty substantial. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. Let's not do that. So they didn't argue with me long, and they're listening to me, but it was still that initial trying to put me on that option. And then the doctor that replaced him also was trying to put me on medications I've been on before. And I had to tell him, I was like, no, I can't go on that medication again. He's like, well, how long has it been? I said, oh, it's been over a decade since I was on it. Well, you might be okay with it now. Nope, I'm not going to try it. Mitzi says, my husband uses Humira. It works, but it lowers his immune system. Yeah, it does. All biologics do. All the biologics they're targeted therapy to my understanding of it. So this is layman's terms. My understanding is that it lowers your immune system. So your immune system is on overdrive and attacking your body. And that's what my autoimmune disorders do. So it's just attacking my body. And so what the biologics do is they knock down your immune system just a hair here and there, so that your body stops attacking itself. But then that also means you're more likely, if you weren't likely to catch colds beforehand, you are now. That kind of thing. So it happens. Janet is here. She says, evening from Western Australia. Thank you, Janet. I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you. Glad to have you here. I am working on my Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery quilt. I'm working on the chestnut colorway. And we are doing Tree of Life, and I'm doing the small. I did get the Borders kit, and I was looking at the, when Carnival finished, how people were bordering out their Cotton Cuts, the small mysteries, and they were taking their Oops kits, which I did also get. They were bordering out their mystery quilt tops with their Oops kits and doing piano keys and all these other, cool little techniques. So I'm going to have to look, once I get done, putting everything together, once we get Clue 10, I'm going to just have to see exactly how I feel like it's going to go together. We're going to have to play around with it a bit. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. And I think am I doing the next one? No, I'm not. It's not, I've got a lot of projects that I need to get done. And so even the small amount of time that this is taking every month is just one more thing in the way at the moment. So starting in 2025, I might be picking up more of them. But I think this is the only one I'm going to be doing this year. I'm not going to daisy chain them on top of each other or anything like that. I really do like some of the colorways for that next one. I can't remember the name of it, but I really did like some of the colorways for it. And so I'm kind of jealous, but this is the one I'm doing, so I'm going to just, hang out with it. Now, if somebody wants to buy my kit, I would, absolutely do it then. But I don't have the budget time-wise and money-wise to justify doing it. So if the money-wise budget was out of the question, then, I would possibly find the time. Chloe is here. Yes. Hello, Tammy, Mitzi, and Janet, she says. Hello, Miss Chloe. Let's see. Janet says, yeah, I've done 5, so I'm not going to do anymore. I don't blame you. Mitzi says, you're not doing the flowers. No. No. Yeah. Is that what it's called? Is that what the next one is? Is flowers? You guys, let's see, I plan to do Wild West, says Chloe. I love the Delilah colorway. Oh my gosh, yes. That was, I think, one of my favorites. Janet says, very expensive for me. Oh, I bet. Shipping all the way to Australia. If I was overseas, I would definitely have to do the way that I did this one, which is pay for everything up front and just wait for the clues to come in, because I would be beside myself waiting on the post to deliver. That would be so nerve-wracking for me. I don't think I could do it. Are you doing, Chloe, are you doing the small or the large on the Wild West? No, they're doing flowers. Oh, for the 50 states. No, I'm not doing flowers either. I wish I was. I would love to, because then I could talk about every state I've been in and what I remember from each state as I go. The only states I have not been to is Maine and basically anything north of New York. I've been to Massachusetts, but not since I was a teenager. But nothing north of there. Nothing north of Boston. Mitzi says this is my first PMQ. Okay. And are you doing this one or are you doing flowers? Is that, which one is your first PMQ, Mitzi? And that's actually a really good question, you guys, that I've got for you. And I want your feedback on it. I like the pre-cut pieces. I didn't think I would like it. Yeah. They are really well done. I'm sorry that I'm hitting the camera, you guys. I am so sorry. I cannot apparently do this without hitting the camera. Chloe says, I like the small. The flowers are very cool, but I can't do both. I blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Caffeine. Caffeine is my friend. Mitzi says that she's doing this one, the Tree of Life. Okay. I would love to do the 50 States one. I really would. I've been eyeing it, and I keep coming back to it, but it is just not in the cards for me to pick up another project at the moment. It is just not there. Alright, so we are going to go ahead, and yeah, I'm doing these out of order from how the brochure says to do them, but I'm not doing them significantly out of order. Alright, so question then. If I were to start in January, I'm thinking it would be January, or we might start it for my birthday. We might start it in October. Just don't hold your breath on when. So when I get clue 9, I have to figure out how to make a quilt out of it. No, you don't. That's just something that a lot of people like to do. They like to try to solve the mystery before Cotton Cuts releases the actual layout. And they want to see if they got it right. I know Ian does his little layout thing, and he does like a video about how he's laying it out and trying to figure it out in advance. And that's more just a fun game than anything you have to do. I might do it. I don't know. But I'll have to probably lay it out on my kitchen floor because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get all the way back in this little back corner. I think I will need it. I did not plan very well when I needed to collapse everything out of my storage closet and move it into the studio. So that wasn't exactly on my mind. Chloe says that she finally sewed some last night and took the message away. Alright, so let's say in October or January, would you guys do a mystery sew along with me? I would be able to give you all the fabric requirements in advance, and I would make it fairly easy. Chloe says, finally got myself back into sewing last night. There you go. There you go. That's the way to do it. You gotta get back into it eventually, right? You got to. Alright, we are going to go ahead and sew these together because I can. So if I were to issue out a mystery quilt and do a monthly pattern release, and it would just be a block or two, it'd kind of be like this Cotton Cuts. It wouldn't be pre-cut, obviously, because I can't do all that pre-cutting for you guys. But I would issue instructions, and we would do the sewing we could do Zooms to do the sewing, or we can just do it on YouTube Live, one or the other, We'd get it done that way. Rayanne says, that sounds like fun. Another mystery, yes. I have done a lot of different mystery quilts before, so it's not, a foreign concept to me, and I've designed a couple of quilts before that were good, that would be good for mystery quilts. So I've done that too, not just like the the cut and chiseled or the Irish chain. I've done a few that are actual mysteries, until you get close to the end. Mitzi says, yes, I would do it from my stash. Perfect. That's exactly what I'd expect you to do. Janet says, sounds good. Okay, well, that works. So I will work on putting that in the works. That will be in my plans. I will still have, whether or not you're doing the mystery or whatever, we are going to... I just got the notification that I'm live, you guys. My email is just now catching up. I am still going to do a Jelly Roll friendly quilt. I actually just moved my Jelly Roll and strip stash last night from storage into my closet in here. So I've got a little closet right here in front of the quilt. It's a walk-in closet, and so I just moved the Jelly Roll stash last night. And Chloe says I need to cut the background for cut and chiseled. Oh yeah, there you go. I know it's a lot of cutting, but the nice thing is the only thing you're doing after you do that initial cutting is you have a little bit of trimming to do, and that is it. It is super simple when you get to that point. So we are going to pre-piece anything else that I can pre-piece. Just because I can. And we will lay it out as we go. Let's see. Yeah, now I've got to quilt cut and chiseled. Chloe says, very fun, Tammy. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Thank you. I've got a couple of ideas. Now, do you guys want something fairly traditional or fairly modern? Because I can go either way. Either way, it's going to be a mystery. But would you rather to go for a modern-looking quilt or a very traditional sampler style quilt? What would be your preferences? And since you guys are joining me for my Saturday Impromptu Live, you guys get to make the choices. Mitzi says, yesterday I worked on a charity quilt for my guild. They gave me several ugly blocks. I hated them, so I added more fabric the guild gave me to jazz it up. Top almost done. There you go. So my thought with fabric that you hate, because I do have some. I have some fabric that I hate. I thought I got rid of it all. Nope, I found some more. It gives a very cave facet vibe. It's, very bold print fabric, and it's not cave facet. It was sold through Hancock Fabrics at the time. And I thought I was doing some wonderful stuff, putting all of these bold, bright fabrics together with no place to rest your eyes. Oh my goodness, no. Janet says, I'm having a break from quilts at the moment, trying to make bags from faux leather. There you go. Chloe says, my peonies and clematis are blooming so pretty. Oh, I would love to see pictures of those, Chloe. I'm very jealous. None of my flowers are blooming yet. Janet says either for modern or traditional style. Mitzi says Guild is notorious for ugly blocks for comfort quilts. Yeah, some groups are better about that than others, but it does happen. Chloe says whatever you love works for me. Okay, that works. Dawn is here. She says, hi, happy to have sewing company. Yes, welcome in, Dawn. Glad you are here. Thanks for joining today. Glad to have you. So, you guys, let's see, peonies and clematis are my favorite flowers. Reminds me of Michigan. I've got to get some more flowers growing. I've got to. I've got to plan better next year. Of course, next year we will be moving, but we won't be moving until middle of the summer. So I could still plant something that, as long as it's in small enough pots that we can haul it. I could still plant next year. So what was it? So our guild does, one of the guilds that I'm in here did something I've never heard of. And it is a UFO swap. And you bring in an unfinished object that you have been working on or that you have put away and you don't want to touch, something like that. And then apparently we have to show back up with the finished item, whatever we make out of it. Well, mine is a bag. And I did not know we were going to have to show back up with it. So I will be honest, I wasn't super thrilled with the project that I got, but it was okay, eventually I'll get it. Janet says, sorry, need to get in bed, 11 p.m. here. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Right, ladies. Absolutely. Yes, please. Have a good night, Janet. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So I will have to pull out my UFO project and figure it out. And figure out how to make it. Whoever made it, they got a good start on putting the bag body together, I think. But I think they hand sewed it, maybe. Something like that. We'll watch the rest tomorrow. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. So, yeah. I do not know how the bag will turn out. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. All right, I'm going to set my seams. And we will have almost everything pre-sewn that we can. So these are my pre-sewn now stacks as well. So I don't like holding on to things and waiting until later. I'm horrible about it. Oh, my seam did not roll out as far as it should. There we go. We're going to make it as flat as we can. Charlotte is here. She says, morning, Tammy and everyone. Good morning, Charlotte. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining in the chat. We are working on my Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery quilt this morning. So these are the ones that I am pressing at the moment. I'm pressing the Flying Geese units. And this is the top of the blocks. And there's 4 of these blocks total. So I'm just glad to be getting to it. So Charlotte, what we were talking about earlier is because we were talking about puzzle mystery quilt and we were talking about all of that kind of thing, we have discussed it and the vote is fairly unanimous. Everybody would like for me to put out a mystery quilt. So I will be putting out a mystery quilt. It'll either start in October with my birthday or it will start in January, one or the other. Depends on where my timing is falling with everything and how I'm doing with getting everything prepped. So we shall see. We shall see. And I will tell you guys, I like the idea of an oops kit. I do not have more water for my iron. I was having to look. I do like the idea of an oops kit. So when I give you fabric requirements for the mystery quilt, I will also give you the fabric requirements for, or the options of what to get for your oops kit. And that way you know for sure that you should have enough for everything. So last night when I was moving everything around, I found my Dear Jane quilt. So that is now located and put all to the side. And if you guys have never heard of a Dear Jane quilt, there is a book called Dear Jane, or a quilt pattern book called Dear Jane. It's not Jane Austen. It is burning hot. Okay. Let's see. Did I press that right? I pressed that right. Okay, we're good. These are going to press towards the dark. Okay. I have to look and see which direction I'm going. That way I do them all the correct direction the first time. Laura is here. She says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Laura. Thank you for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. So I have Jane Stickle, I believe is her name. That's who originally created the first quilt that started the Dear Jane saga. Because the original quilt, there's no duplicated blocks. Everything is all the same thing. And I was going to do my Dear Jane by hand. I have done all of one block, you guys. One block. So I do have the Dear Jane expansion for my electric quilt software. So I will be doing mine with that in mind. I will be pulling the instructions probably from, I don't know, I might pull it from the book still, I'm not sure. I see my book. I believe that's my book. Is that my book? I spiral bound my book. So if it's not that one, it's behind. I'm looking at my bookshelf, you guys. I'm sorry. Joy T is here. She says hi, Tammy and friends. Hi, Joy T. Now, is Donnell still live? I wasn't trying to take away from her, and I inadvertently scheduled right over the top of her live. So while I'm on that topic, the scheduling topic, because we'll come back to Dear Jane in just a minute. So I'm going to start doing lives on Saturday mornings, and I'm not sure exactly my timing. It's probably going to be about this time, if not right after Sean and then before Donnell. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm trying to work on a Saturday morning time starting in June, and I will also be, she is done. Okay, awesome. Good, Joy T. Thank you. I was loving watching Deb pick up Honey and show her for the camera. I was having to laugh because Honey was licking her face. And that would be exactly what my dog would do to guests. He won't do it to me, but he will do it to guests. If you get him up toward your face, he will be licking it. That is just a guarantee with that dog. Yeah, okay, I do have this right. I had to make sure I was doing this right. So I'm going to do Saturday mornings. I'm also going to do a Sunday night live. I know I've got a lot of people on the Pacific Coast who struggle to catch the East Coast content creators. And I'm usually up late on Sunday evening anyway. It's just a natural time that my body likes to be awake. So I haven't set an exact time frame yet, because I still have to finish talking that over with my husband. But I am going to do a Saturday morning and a Sunday night lives. And those will be part of my regularly scheduled lives. So that way you guys will be able to set notifications and you can set alarms and remember so you guys will be able to find me a little bit easier. I know, at least for this first 5 months or 4 months. Let's see, we are in May. Yeah, first 4 months, because started in January, so February, March, April, May. Yeah, first 4 months. Doing impromptu has been easier for me, just because I wasn't sure exactly what kind of live schedule was going to work well for me. So doing Saturday morning will work. There will be some Saturdays that I will have to take off. I won't be able to do a live, or I would have to do it even earlier, but I really don't want to try to get in front of Sean, so I might have to do, if I can't do a Saturday morning, it would be a Saturday night. Joy T says, Saturday is a busy podcasting day. I watch knitting and quilting and try to catch as many as I can to support you all, even if only a little while here and there. No worries, Joy T. I totally understand. And that's why for the longest time I didn't really want to schedule a Saturday live, because there are so many creators out there already trying to compete for content. And this is just a really good time frame for me. So, I mean, if I can't do a Saturday morning, I should be able to do a Saturday evening live. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of, is normally I'll do a Saturday morning, but if not, I will schedule a Saturday evening, or I will just cancel it. But Sunday evening, as of right now, I haven't had a lot of conflicts for Sunday evening, and I've been watching my schedule to see whether or not I could reliably do a Sunday evening. And I could do a Sunday evening more reliably than I could do a Saturday morning, probably. Because I know one of my guilds on the 5th Saturday has a sewing day. So I'll be out for that at the end of June. And then there's some times that I am at other things on Saturday night, so I have to prepare for that. So it's hit or miss on Saturdays, but my Sunday nights I could do reliably. Saturday evening puts me up against, so yeah, I know. I don't actually watch So Yeah all the time, and I hate that. I have to say that, but I don't. All of So Yeah stuff is the fabric sales, correct? If I'm not mistaken. I think that's the only thing I've caught from So Yeah is the fabric sales. And I know a lot of people may not be able to afford to buy fabric, so watching that maybe something that some people only are doing because, there's nothing else on, if that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, yeah, understandable. You do what works for you. I, for one, watch replays when I miss lives. You still get credit for those watched replays, right? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I definitely get credit for them. And YouTube really likes when they're watched within the first 24 or 48 hours or something like that. I'm still trying to figure that part out. I guess it's difficult to visit everyone. Sometimes the evening ones are difficult for me. It is usually family time. Mine gives me the eye. I'm looking forward to Sunday evenings. Yes, Laura, absolutely. And I'm thinking what I will do is probably going live after Tiffany. Because I know Tiffany is a big draw, and I'm not scared of the competition, but she definitely has a bigger following than I do right now. And I really don't want there to be a massive conflict. And I kind of like to be able to watch her stuff too. Laura says, I'm looking, let's see, where am I? Charlotte says, For the most part, okay. So it is the fabric sales. Yeah. See, I personally, I don't watch the fabric sales because I can't. I'm not gonna online shop most of the time. Most of the time, if I'm watching something like that, it makes me feel bad because then I don't have the money to spend. Mitzi says, sometimes I pop in and give you a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Dawn says, I always watch Tiffany. Yeah, I try to always watch Tiffany, but I haven't been able to. Mitzi says, yes, they are fabric sales. The banter is fun. Saturday sales are $7 a yard. I like that. I'm currently trying to avoid, so yeah. Hi, Chloe. Hope you're having a wonderful day. See, that's what you need. You need me, Mitzi, because if I go live Saturday evenings, then you can avoid, so yeah. I can't do every Saturday evening. I know I'm going to have a lot of conflicts for Saturday evenings. I've got 2 conflicts regularly right now. The second Saturday and the last Saturday are almost always conflicts. So, I mean, that last Saturday can be 4th or 5th. It just depends on the month. So, I can't always do Saturday evenings, but if I can't do a Saturday morning, I should be able to do a Saturday evening. Dawn says I avoid online fabric sales. I don't blame you. It's so tempting because it's easy to hit that buy button, and then you don't realize how much you're spending before you've already spent like a couple $100 because you're so excited. Laura says, hi, Chloe. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Joy T. Tiffany can also send people from her channel to yours when she ends hers, I think. The way Becca sends people to others, I would think anyway. She probably could, but I'm still low man on the totem pole, so to speak. So I don't think I'm even on the radar yet. I don't think I'm even on Tiffany's radar. Laura says I can't watch, so yeah, I have zero self-control. Oh, see, if I watch, so yeah, I'm not sitting there buying anything, but I'm sitting there going, okay, I've got too many projects. I don't need to be watching this because this is going to give me more project ideas. That's where my problem is. I keep thinking of more and more project ideas that I don't need to do. I need another project like I need a hole in the head. Another hole in the head. Let's see. Mitzi, I've just hurt myself at a couple of their shows. Me too. That's funny, Charlotte. Mitzi says, yes, I'll be good. He is used to me watching TV on Saturdays with an earbud. There you go. See, we already have a solution here. You have a solution. Jody T says, the only fabric patterns, etc. I watch every Monday night is Soft Squares with Lynn. I have not caught that channel before. I would have to check that out. That would be a new one. I don't think I have it. Jody T says I am an impulse buyer. Me too. And it's worse when I feel like I have money. It's not that I have money, but when I feel like I have money. That's what gets me in trouble. Missy says, my problem is I buy raffle tickets, then I have to watch for the numbers. Oh, gosh. I sit there, if I buy raffle tickets for anything, I am hanging out and I refuse to leave just in case. I never win. I'm not a raffle ticket winner. I don't know why, but I never win a raffle. It is just apparently not in the stars for me to win raffles. But I don't buy raffle tickets online because I would absolutely be sitting there and I will hang on every single word waiting for those raffle ticket numbers. When I go to a quilt show and they give you a raffle ticket and you have to walk around and you have to be present to win, you better believe that I am hanging around until that last raffle ticket call happens. And then I still don't win. Missy says, I love stuffed squares with Lynn. She's a sweet person. Laura says, I have to be good for a while. When I was on vacation, I went to a couple of quilt shops and bought home an entire carry-on filled with fabric. All of it was 50 to 75% off. I couldn't help myself. Oh my goodness, Laura. I want your carry-on. You can come leave it with me. Just fly it to Casper. I'll go to the airport and pick it up. I don't mind. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny, you guys. Chloe says, I don't blame you, Laura. I would have too. If everything was 50 to 75%, oh, yeah, no, I would have been, here's my wallet, let me know when you're done. The prize is a $6,500 sewing machine. Oh, from yeah, okay, that makes sense. Joy T says, well, Becky, Tiffany, Ian, Donna, Donnell, Debbie from In Quilt Effect and others do great working together to build up other podcasters. They're really nice to do that. Get yourself on their radar. I am on Donna, Donnell's, and Debbie's radar. Becca, Tiffany, and Ian, I think I'm still kind of out of the loop. So I'm still working on that. Hey, Donnell, there you are. She says, hey, hun. Misty says, my family rolls their eyes at me. For fabric buying, they can roll their eyes. I don't mind. Charlotte's saying, hey, Donnell. Donnell, you can drop your link in the channel, by the way, do exclamation selfie. I've got a few plans for upcoming stuff that I want to do and want to get done. So maybe that will put me on their radar. I don't know. We will see. Let's see. Mitzi says, hey, Donnell, I popped in and gave you a thumbs up. I love the way everyone works together. Yeah, they do. They do. And Tiffany is very much a no-nonsense person, from what I can gather. And so until I get into her no-nonsense world, I think that's what's going to determine whether or not I get into that circle. I am fine being the outsider. I don't mind. I'll just sit here and twiddle my thumbs and hang out and quilt and sew. Let's see. Mitzi says, for fabric and raffles, mostly the raffle. Yeah. I don't watch them, again, because I would be so tempted to buy things. Soft square sales are so good. I can't stop myself. I have to order. I have 2 more orders coming today from them. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Chloe says, just got the fabric I bought for Mother's Day in the mail. Oh, that's awesome. Happy dance. Happy mail. Happy dance for happy mail. Gotta love when fabric comes in the mail. Especially when it's something you've been looking forward to. I ordered something for Mother's Day and it came in, and it's not for me, but I wanted it for Mother's Day. Like, that was why I ordered what I ordered. And my husband was looking at me, why are you so excited about this? I'm like, just wait until you see what it is. It was a replacement wedding band. He's like, oh, okay. As for him. Let's see. Mitzi says, I was on vacation this past weekend and said I had to check my raffle on Saturday night. My daughter flew down from Michigan for Mother's Day fun time. Oh my goodness. See, I can't do the earbuds and watching something, because then I can't do earbuds and listen to music right now because my husband forgets that I'm listening to music and he tries to talk to me. And if I do that to him, where he's listening to music or listening to something and I try to talk to him, he gets all upset. But then he does the same thing to me. So I think we're secretly getting back at each other unintentionally. It's kind of that ongoing back and forth constantly. Let's see. Joy T says, yeah, but they can advertise their podcast, but can't if you don't hang out a bit. That's what they do in there. Okay. That makes sense. All right, so we are down to our last seam here in just a minute. So here's what I've got so far. I've just got to press it. Kind of looks like a house, doesn't it? That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a house. So let's see, which way am I supposed to press this seam? We're supposed to press it towards the last piece I added, which is what we will do. Yeah, I do have a fabric folding pen. I may try that if the pen from Becca doesn't come in soon. I have that make and model of husband too, Tammy. I'm so glad my door is closed and he can't hear me. He doesn't want to be on the live. I've asked. He's like, that is your world. It's your world. Leave me out of it. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I'll leave you out of it. Hey, Debbie, there you go. She says, hey, Tammy, I'm here in the background lurking in the shadows. Woohoo. Yes, Debbie, thank you. I'm glad you were here, Debbie, Miss Debbie. She's my Miss Debbie. I don't call her Mama Debbie. I call her Miss Debbie. I was raised in the Southeast. Anyone that's older than me gets a Miss or Mrs. in front of her name. Oh, and she's just older in years, not in heart and soul. In heart and soul, she's my age. So, all right. So my dog has been dropped back off with me, you guys. Do you want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? Hang on. Yeah. Good morning. All right. You guys get to see a puppy. All right, come here. There we go. Here's the puppy dog. He doesn't lick my face or anything, not like he does with strangers or guests. Mwah. Are you good? Thank you. Okay, well, I got one face lick. All right, there we go. Charlotte says, yes, I'm the same way. There you go. Gotta love it, right? That is the way I am at. All right, so that's 3, and I've got 1 more to go. Charlotte says, beautiful. Yes. Mitzi says, my step-grandkids call me Miss Mitzi. There you go. That's the way to do it. Joy says, hi, my distal Debbie. Love it. Love it, you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Mitzi says, so sweet. Yeah, he is. He's precious. Mary G is here. Welcome to the chat, Mary. She says, he's beautiful. Thank you. He is a British Labrador. And he is the coloring that they call a red fox coloring. And it is genetically the same as a yellow. So you're about to get some lab knowledge if you're not familiar with labs. He is my second British lab that I've ever had. Labs come in, genetically they come in yellow, which can be all the way to that cream white, all the way to the dark fox red that he is. They come in chocolate and they come in black. And the chocolates are the least common color. Just genetically, they're the least common color. And let's see, they were descendant from other dogs. Like labs were kind of custom bred from other dog breeds. So the colors that you see in a lab, or commonly in labs, are from their ancestry. Silver labs were not part of the original genetic ancestry. So they are not typically the preferred colors when you're talking about like AKC or whatever. He is, when you got a yellow lab in like the 1920s, you got one about his color, this red fox color. That was considered a yellow back in the 1920s in that era. I should have put my big seam on the bottom. Shouldn't have put it on the top. But I'm going to do it the same, all of them the same way. I'm not going to change it now. So that white color, the white lab, the white version of the yellow lab, that was considered boutique when they started, managing to breed that color combination. That was considered a boutique color. And when they started, some people started going back to the roots and going back to the red fox coloring, that is now considered boutique. But it is not, genetically it is the same. So genetically he would test the same as a white lab would. Or a very light yellow lab would. But he is definitely the red fox coloring. Let's see. Mary says, my son has a yellow lab, but daughter has a chocolate lab. Yes. So now there's actually 3 kinds of labs. AKC only recognizes a lab as a lab as a lab. So there's not going to be this kind of distinction within the AKC. Paladin, stop. Stop. OCD. Thank you. So there is an English lab, and English is probably one of the ones you're very familiar with. They tend to have the big blocky heads, tend to be in, the hundreds of pounds, or, 100 a pound, just a little bit over 100 or whatever. They're the heavier dogs. They have a bigger chest, big barrel chest. They're kind of closer in size to what you would think of a, they're not quite Great Dane size, nothing like that, but I'm thinking more like Mastiff maybe, or American Bulldog. So they're bigger dogs, and they tend to have a calm demeanor. They can still be active, and they were bred for hunting, but they are willing and able to calm down and settle without a lot of work. It's not something that is uncommon for the dog. Charlotte says, my dog is my sewing supervisor. He would be my sewing supervisor, but he just prefers to be the sewing interruption dog. He's good at that. He's very good at that. So the American lab was bred from the same lab stock, but they were bred with other dogs to create a leaner, smaller dog than the English lab. So they have a slender body. They still tend to be closer to 100 pounds, 90 to 100 pounds. But they were bred for field trials. So they were bred to run and run and run and run and just keep running. So when you hear of a lab that clears the coffee table with its tail, never settles down, just has boundless amounts of energy, that's an American lab. The British, because yes, there's a difference between an English lab and a British lab. The British lab is the smallest of the 3. The British lab was bred with a smaller American body, but with the temperament of the English. So they're bred to be calm. They're bred to be able to settle. They're great hunters, or they're bred for hunting primarily. And then they're bred to be able to settle. So my first service dog and this one are both British labs. My next dog will not be a lab. Dree says mine only supervises when I'm eating. There you go. So I was over at a friend's house probably about, maybe it was about a week ago. And I'd only eaten at their kitchen area before. Their little bar in their dining area, whatever. And when I was over the other week, I was already sitting out in the living room, and we were kind of hanging out. Their dog, my dog, and we're just taking it easy. And he brings food out to me. My friend brings food out to me, and I'm sitting there, and he leaves his plate. I said, "Don't leave your plate." I was like, "Don't leave your plate unattended." He's like, "My dog won't eat it." I said, "Mine will." He's like, "Well, does he eat yours?" I said, "If I leave it unattended, he will." I cannot leave my plate unattended because my dog will nibble. He will lick the edges of the sandwich. He will eat a few potato chips. Like he will play at eating your plate. He may not eat the whole thing, but he will play at it. He definitely will. He's like, "Well, my dog doesn't do that." And then he sits down and we're eating. Him with his plate, me with mine, and my dog is sitting there on the floor, side-eyeing me, but not begging. His dog is sitting there begging. I'm like, that's the difference. I was like, mine will eat it if it's unattended. However, if it is attended, my dog does not even think to beg. So as long as you keep your plate attended, you are fine. Because my dog knows better than to eat off an attended plate. I'm going to try starching these, you guys. I do not have any more water in my iron, so I have no steam. And I do not have my easy press pen, and these are just not laying flat. Oh, gotta love it, right? Alright, so let me grab my starch. We are going to starch a little bit. Let me shake it up. I do make my own starch. I use Stay Flow, and I mix it. So it is a 50-50 mixture, but I'm only lightly spraying the block. And I'm also not going to iron, I'm going to press. As hard as it is to just press, I just want to iron so bad. It is such a bad habit, you guys. I will stretch this block in no time, though. Alright. One block down, completely pressed. So it's kind of funky, but it still looks kind of cool. Does that have to be refrigerated, Tammy? No. I've never heard of it being refrigerated. I hadn't thought about it. I might have to look at the bottle. Give me a second and I'll look at the bottle. I'll look at that before we leave today. There we go. I just have to wait for my thing to stop spraying. It's one of those fine mist bottles. And I will tell you, I've gone through a couple of them already. And this has been the longest lasting one so far. This came as a 2-pack, I believe, from Walmart. What do you put in your starch? Mine is the Stay Flow. See, there's my second one. Mine is Stay Flow. My first one still isn't really flat. I'm going to redo it. It's Stay Flow and water. That is all it is. It's just a mixture of Stay Flow and water. And I mix it up in little 1 liter bottles. Okay. Homemade starch needs refrigeration. Okay, yeah. Laura says I only use the Faultless starch and Best Press. How does the Stay Flow compare? Curious minds want to know. Okay, so I used to use Faultless. Good question, Joy T. Donnell, are you still in here? I used to use Faultless years ago. I used to use all those spray cans of Faultless. And I got tired of not being able to find it when I needed it. No vodka. Yes, ran no vodka. um, and somebody told me, okay, we'll swap to Best Press. That was the all the rave when it first came out, was everybody needs to swap to Best Press because it's better for the environment than all these spray cans with all of the aerosols or whatever. And of course I jumped on the bandwagon because I didn't want to hurt the environment, but I just never fell in love with Best Press. I used it. I used it exclusively, but I just never fell in love with it. To me, you have to soak the fabric. Chloe says she's listening and cleaning. So with Best Press, I feel like you have to soak it and then let it dry. And I do not have time, energy, nor patience to soak something and let it dry. And then my fabric was all stretchy, and I wasn't getting the results that I got with the Faultless. Now with Faultless, I would get the heavy spray starch, the heavy starch version, and I would end up with flakes on my fabric. So with the Stay Flow, you can mix it to your own liking. So you can mix it, if you like a heavier version, you can mix a heavier version. If you like it lighter, you can mix a lighter version. And it takes a lot longer to go through an entire bottle of Stay Flow than it does those cans of Faultless. Let me grab the bottle real quick. I have my little cart. So I pre-mix. These are shampoo bottles from Dollar Tree. I've got blue and I've got clear. I think those are the only two colors they came in. But I want to say that they're like 1 liter bottles. And you will see, well, let me bring you guys over to my camera over here so you guys can see this up close. If you see, it will, coat your bottle if it's laying outside, because I had it laying like this. So it will like solidify. So you do have to shake it up. And I've got all these bubbles or whatever, but they will settle. They'll be just fine. Let's see, the flakes in the fabric are the reason I switched to Best Press. So you can, especially with the heavier you use the starch, you can end up with flakes with Stay Flow. But they don't stick to the fabric like they did with the Faultless. I can brush the flakes off easily, and I only see it when I mix it at the heavier percentages. So if you mix it as a lighter percentage, you won't see the flakes, unless you're just coating the fabric. So for spraying, it says mix 1 part Stay Flow with 2 parts water in pump style spray bottle. So that is the recommended spray option. So it's one part Stay Flow to 2 parts water, so like 1 cup water or 2 cups water to 1 cup Stay Flow. For soaking, it gives you instructions if you want to soak your fabric. Let's see, and then it gives you paint mixture and paper mache paste. And then it gives you instructions for soaking. For heavy starch, mix half Stay Flow and half water. And that's actually how strong I mix mine. Maritza is here. She says, hola, hola Maritza. So mine is a half and half. So mine is half Stay Flow, half water. So mine is a heavier starch. But I like it that way. So I do get a few flakes with that, but I don't get it, I don't get bad flakes. I mean, this, there's no flakes whatsoever on this. And this is with the heavy starch version. So I ended up with no flakes on this. So, it would be something not too expensive to try. I'll put it that way. If I go, let me grab real quick. I'll check something. Let me grab you guys back off of that camera so you guys aren't sitting there seeing my arm all up in the way and all of this other stuff and seeing the keyboard. Let's see. Now, I had to order my last 2 bottles that I've got right now. I had to order them through Walmart because Walmart didn't have it in stock. My local price, if that is my local price, looks like it is. My local price for this entire gallon of Stay-Flo is $13. It's $12.99. So, and that makes, gosh, I mean, and easily, even at a half percentage, I can fill up probably 8 of these, if not 10 or 12. I mean, I fill up a lot of these with mixing it a half mixture. So if you were to mix it lighter weight, you would get even more. And this, I can fill up 2.5 times from one of these bottles. So I'm getting 16 to 20 of these for $13. So that's part of the reason I swapped too. Debbie, what if we add the vodka to Stay-Flo? Would that avoid the flakes? I haven't tried it before. I don't know. I don't know that it would. I think the flaking is due to the fact that it is we're using the vodka because it is the potato starch in the vodka. And Stay-Flo is pure potato starch. Actually, let me see if it says, or is it, oh no, it's cornstarch. So they're not using potato starch. So I don't know. You could probably use cornstarch too. Let's see. Cheryl says I'll try to find some Stay-Flo once I run out of my Faultless HD. Yeah. I mean, I finally decided to swap because it was just, this gives me that same feeling that Faultless did originally. But it's insanely cheaper. Laura says, I'm usually able to get Best Press with a coupon, but I think I'll try the Stay-Flo. It sounds like it would be more cost effective. It is. I mean, you talk about a gallon of Best Press, you're talking $33 or thereabouts. You're talking a lot of money. Stay-Flo, $13. So it's a big cost savings. Mitzi says, I had trouble getting Stay-Flo. We can only get it at Walmart here. I had to go to a store 35 minutes away to get it. That was my problem too. I had 2 Walmarts in town and both of them ran out. So I had to order through the Walmart website to order my Stay-Flo, and it took about a couple weeks. Laura says, maybe add the vodka to lemonade and then you wouldn't be concerned about the flakes. Oh my goodness, you guys. That is hilarious. You guys are cracking me up. Oh, that's so funny, Laura. Oh my gosh. And she's right, though. You mix it with the lemonade, you probably won't care. All right, so I've got 4 of these blocks. So clue 4 is done. And I'm going to pull my box out so I can go ahead and put these away while I am here. It is underneath my table, you guys. Well, my local store price is $3.61. See, I thought it was too. I thought it was insanely cheaper than that, but it might be. Let me see. And that is just from the Walmart website. Oh, that's shipping. Pickup says not available. Of course it's not available. That would be too simple. So $12.99 when purchased online. And I don't know why. There we go. Let me change which store I'm looking at. See if it is at the other store right now. No, it is not available at either store right now. which really stinks because, you know, then I have to order or whatever. But I've got 2 bottles. I ordered 2 bottles of it when I ordered. I like Best Press best, but it is pricey. Yeah, exactly. It is insanely pricey. Debbie says I'm out. Got to get some lunch. See, I'm thinking cranberry juice instead of lemonade. There you go. I like that plan too. I like that plan. Y'all are so funny. All right, so as of right now, I buy the Dollar General heavy starch. Yeah, and I would do that if this wasn't cheaper. Even at $13, it's still cheaper. And I feel like my camera's blurry, you guys. Is my camera blurry? I had to drive to another store to get it, about 40 minutes to get there. I stock up when out of town. Yeah, and that's what I do with like Dr. Pepper, because I can't get the cases of Dr. Pepper here in the bottles. So when I go out of town, I come back with a case of Dr. Pepper. I wish it wasn't true, but it is the truth. That is what I do. Laura says cranberry juice sounds awesome too. Yes, it does. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. All right, so this upcoming week, this live will be from Salt Lake City. I will only be able to probably be on for about 30 minutes. I will not be able to be on for long. So this Tuesday will not be long. If I can be on tomorrow night, I will be on tomorrow night. I cannot make any promises right now, but if I can be, I will be. And then, next month is when I get my notepad. I didn't pre-take anything out. So this Tuesday will be like a 30-minute live from Salt Lake City. Then for the month of June, we will be doing giveaways every Tuesday night. So Dr. Pepper and vodka. Ooh. I might do rum and Coke. I might go over that route. I might go that route. So every Tuesday night, I'm actually going to move my Tuesday nights. So this Tuesday night will be fine. Next Tuesday night is going to be at 6 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and change this over, because I will not be back in my studio this upcoming Tuesday. So you guys will not have a chance to see it then. So I'm going to move my lives back an hour. I don't know if this is a 9 or a 6, but I think it's a 9. Let's see if there's another 9 or 6. Oh, they're about the same. Those two are about the same. Let's see. There's only 2 of each number, so I know when I find the next one, it'll be about what I need it to be. Oh, I'm to the end of my numbers. Okay. So they didn't include as many numbers as they needed to. All right. So, there we go. And this is going to be Mountain Standard Time still. Okay. So, we'll be going live 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesdays starting in June. And every June is Vodka on the Rocks. I might do that. So every Tuesday in June is going to be a giveaway. And every Walmart in Salt Lake City stock up on storage. I've got 2 gallons. It's going to take me a little bit to get through that. I'm going to have to stop at Sam's in Salt Lake City and get Dr. Pepper. That is the challenge. Georgie says, I don't drink but when I was younger, especially vodka martinis. I have not had one. I will admit that. I have never had a vodka martini, so I'm not sure. I wouldn't know where to start. Sorry, you guys. So every Tuesday in June is going to be a giveaway. I will also be doing Saturday morning or night lives every Saturday in June, starting in June. We're going to test run it for a month and see how that goes. Then we are going to also have Sunday night lives. I don't know exactly what time yet. I'm going to get that finalized before the first Tuesday of June, so before June 4th. So they will start after the June 4th live. Mitzi says, I don't drink either, but there are days. And Chloe says, works for me. Yes. Thank you. So do not forget June 4th is the Tuesday, I believe. Hang on. Let me grab calendar. My calendar fell, you guys. All right. Yeah, June 4th. My calendar just does not like to stay up. I don't know what is wrong with this particular calendar, but I think it was printed on bad paper or something. It just keeps falling. So June 4th will be Show and Tell. So if you've not submitted something for Show and Tell, please check out the Facebook group or send me an email. One or the other. I'm going to put group, and we are also going to do email. So you guys can submit for Show and Tell. On Tuesday night's live, I will also, on Tuesday, June 4th's live, I will also go over, it's our 19th anniversary. Oh, well, congratulations. Happy anniversary. That's a big one. One more year, and it will be 20. My husband would be just so happy to get to 20. I made him promise to give me 20 when we got married. He owes me 20 to life. So I might go over it next week or this Tuesday. I'm not sure. But on June 4th, I will go over how the entries are going to be counted for Show and Tell for the giveaway in October. I'm still not going to give away the information about what is the giveaway in October. But I will definitely, have more information about how you're entering and how many entries you'll get and all of that. So you guys will have a little bit more information about how that drawing for that giveaway is going to work on, in October. I will also be working towards getting you guys a mystery quilt going. I am still working on getting that temperature quilt stuff going and getting up and running. I am so sorry that it's taking me longer than I had planned. I didn't anticipate a couple of things that happened and have been going on. So the temperature quilt will still be going. We will still get it. I will still get a pattern out by January. I am trying desperately to get back to it to be able to get the pattern out. I'm hoping before July, but we will see. We will see. Super secret project is kind of taken over my world. So anytime my husband is gone, that's what I'm working on. Or anytime I'm out, that's what I'm working on. So my time is kind of tied up at the moment. But I will see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow night if I can make it. If not, I will see you guys Tuesday from Salt Lake City. All right. See you guys later.